You have received your direction from Iranian side was concerning to start the negotiation. What the next step after this letter? And after the Tunisia conference, what's concerning Syria? So please.
Yeah, I've had a letter from Dr. Jalili, who's my counterpart. It's a short letter, but a letter that does talk about the nuclear programme and does suggest that we should consider getting into talks. What happens now is that on behalf of the E3+3, my political director is working with those political directors to look at whether we think this is sufficient to get into talks, and I'm cautiously optimistic about that. And then all of the things that follow from that. Where we go to talk, what the talks would consist of, what the work that needs to be done technically to understand the situation as it currently is, and what we need to do, what steps we need to take to move forward. So that is being discussed now. The political directors will meet with me very shortly in order to tell me the results of those discussions, and then we'll move forward from there. And I'll be in touch then with Iran. On Syria, the meeting on Friday was an important moment. A large number of countries and organisations coming together, all of us looking to see what we can do to help and support the people of Syria and all the people of Syria. Inclusivity for me is absolutely vital, that this country feels that we are responding to all the people. And the statement that came out of it at the end is really, in a sense, the next steps. We have Kofi Annan appointed as the envoy for the UN and the Arab League, a fantastic person. I wish him every possible speedy success. We have Valerie Amos from the UN poised, ready to go into Syria, awaiting her being allowed to do that. That's also going to be enormously important. And we're working as hard as we can with the humanitarian organisations, trying to support them so that they can actually bring relief to people who are in terrible circumstances. But ultimately we need a ceasefire, we need a solution, and I hope that Kofi Annan is able to broker that. In the meantime, we will continue our work to put pressure on Syria to support the process at the UN, to work as I do with the Organisation of Islamic Cooperation, the Arab League, the UN and ourselves. We met on Thursday evening to work out how we can best collaborate to offer support to people. Thank you.
Quick one on Serbia, Kosovo.
There were agreements on Friday, so how do you comment on that, and how will that influence the debate on candidate status, which is expected today?
Well, I'm really pleased, first of all, that the agreements were able to be reached. This is incredibly difficult, I know, for Boris Tadic, for Prime Minister Taci to actually do, because they've had to be brave, they've had to show real leadership, and the great news is that they did, and I pay real tribute to both of them. These agreements enable us to, if you like, move forward with the prospect for both. I hope that we will today have a good discussion about the potential of candidacy for Serbia, and I will be at the General Affairs Council tomorrow to play my part in that. In the end, it's the Member States who decide, but the Member States, if you like, set out the things that they were most concerned about, and I think the agreements demonstrate the commitment to deal with those, so I'm optimistic. And for Kosovo there are specific issues that are of enormous importance to them. You know that our ambition is one day to see these countries as part of the European Union. We want to see the Western Balkans realise its future in the European Union. And that means we need to find ways to bring the small steps into being that can help that. So for Kosovo, helping and supporting their economy is going to be of enormous importance, and working with them on how we move forward. And that's what the Commission will be looking to do. So I think they deserve every possible tribute for what they've been able to do in very difficult circumstances. It's called leadership, and they did it. Thank you.
Right.